where you go?
Sitting inside from there.
I clean my pool also. That's why you see the maintenance. Then my staff, they are there. But I also, when I do that, they say, okay.
You are getting on this?
Yeah, I got it.
Huh? Hey,
There's one club around here. There's one club around.
don't come here. Will you come here?
Oh, light, yeah, go direct.
I'll come there.
Sound is catching, no?
He's coming here. He's coming here.
There is one club here. All the kids have planned to go to that club pool. And suddenly in the evening I realized they all are there. I said, what happened? Oh no, the pool is not clear. Not clean. I mean the water is not very clear. So see the cleanliness all that. It's not just for showing off, How it is,
You have a habit of cleaning your own pool.
Not habit. Of course I see that it's not there. Anything, In water you feel creepy, something inside. It's got to, you maintain a pool, you have to maintain a pool. And water, if you don't maintain the algae and other things, and a lot of infection is from water, that's why it's got to be you've got to be very careful about it. So, we are immune to a lot of things, the kids are not. You know what?
You see that the pool is very clean and clear.
Oh yes. Don't you see? No, this I'm just showing because I sometimes smaller stuff, I see something, I don't have to depend upon that. I just grab it myself also. It's always, when you have time. You don't have time, how will you do it? There was a time when I used to work in 8 films a day. Nada. Please help me. You used to do 8 films a day. And there was no time. So obviously I was totally depending on the staff. When now I have some time, which I like to utilize for my hobbies and the things which I like to do. Like, I have no complex if I scrub my pool and all that. I don't have any complex if I cut the leaves and fine. It's not that only my Mali has to do all this. My character, my temperament is very fond of water around me. Of course I like mountains also, but I like water more. So when we are making this new house, and frankly speaking, from my point of view, since I had put on weight, I didn't want to go to those health clubs and other things. Whole of your life you've been fit, and now you suddenly put on weight. It's not suddenly, actually I put on weight for the last 7-8 years. I've been a little lethargic with my body and system, because I was, the time which I used to devote on my body, I started devoting on other things like movie making, and then all the departments of movie making, direction, story, dialogues. So all these things happen while sitting, and all different people come for these sittings, and then every time you're offering them to the tea, coffee, eatables and all that snacks, and you're a party with them, and by the time your discussions are over, you're so mentally tired you want to relax. So this pool thing came in, and then my family, my kids, they have not been brought up as like actors' kids and all that. In my house you'll see there's nothing expensive kind of a thing. All the money people put on chandeliers and other things, and since I had the space, I tried to make something which can be used, by us and by kids. Now here, Mahesh Bhatt's kids, they come, Danny's kids, they come, and the Neena Gupta's kids, they come, and we have friends, Shashi Ranjan, a lot of friends, all the like Padmini Kolhapuri's kids, they come. Fathers may not be meeting that much, but the kids are there together, and they have free for all, And in the hotels, what happens, 6:30, 7 o'clock, they tell the kids to go out, time out for the kids. So I actually saw to it, and rather my wife also along with me, we decided to make a house which is usable, not for show.
So for kids, this is kind of a semi-club without the charges attached.
Don't talk, this is all nonsense, club and all that. How the kids are not concerned? Kids don't know what is a club. Kids don't know. When they go to Sun and Sand or Holiday Inn, they pay, they don't value, they want something they're enjoying, clubs is, I hate this word kind of a thing, you know. If you have a badminton court in your house, but there are a lot of clubs only people are sitting playing cards. The club word itself is, you know, clubbing means you're together, you know. I think so. Well, you have a lot of things with you. But people these days, clubs are connected with drinking, boozing, and gambling and showing off kind of thing. Which, I don't know. This is my home, you know. This is my home. I don't like anybody to call it a club, you know. It's like a temple for me. In this temple, sometimes I lose temper also. Of course, I think Pandits and Sadhus, they're also human beings, they also lose temper. In our mythological films, we have seen the great Rishi Munis giving shrap and, you know, Bhasam ho ja, or, you know, something like that. Main tujhe shrap deta hu ya deti hu, you know. So, me also, you know. And, well, my kids are in front of my eyes and they enjoy and great fun. But they go out also. At the same time, it's a monotony for them, you know. When you have something at home, you don't like to use it. Like with every man, you know. When they have a good wife, still they keep on running here and there and chasing and eyeing at other girls, you know. Alright.
Okay.
You know. I keep on experimenting, you know. Things, how this will look, how that will look, you know. Now I have a problem. This is my mother, you know. This is a separate photograph, and they didn't have together photograph, you know. And my father's photographs to match with this. So now this photograph is taken as a different lighting, you know. This is a different. So to make a combined portrait, I am finding a great problem, but I'm enjoying it till I finish it. Now I'm coming closer to my kids come and they tell me, Papa, Dada's face is small, Dadi's face is big, you know. So then we do something else, you know. My daughter also paints, you know. You know, these days I'm not working much, you know. When you're free, either you have your time in wrong things. Well, I like to create. Well, I don't care whether it's right or wrong, but I know it is created. Something has happened, you know, which makes me happy. No?
How did the whole thing about painting, you starting painting start?
No, I have, it's not that. It was a hobby, you know, in the beginning when we got nothing else to do, chalo yaar banate hain. It was like with pencil sketch. Like when I was making the house, you know, there was a piece of wood was lying. I found it interesting. So carved a statue out of it. So I didn't have the instruments, proper carving instruments. I used to borrow from the carpenter, of course, the guy who was making furniture or other things here. So I carved and then I didn't know how to carve the arms and all that. So I cut it like Venus. So it has shaped itself into something, you know, interesting, you know. So this is lying somewhere, you know. Since after this, making this house, whole thing is, you know, in not properly put back. So now we'll be organized a little bit. It's taken a lot of time to make this house. We have not depended upon any interior designer or some kind of architectural designer. Totally. But luckily we had this, like I told you, my architect was so nice. Whatever we wanted, he sorted it to put in labor, how much steel is required, how much columns is required, how much the other thing is required. Now, like I was very fond of, in my old house I had this kind of effect. You see this? Oh. So I sorted that, I blended my pool, my jacuzzi, my other things, and the terrace have given a little touch. It's because it's not now, there at that time I was alone. Now the kids are there, I have to think of their liking, and I have to think of my liking, and it has to be blended.
You wanted some kind of a connectivity with the old house? You
Sorry?
want to find it more soothing?
What?
You wanted some kind of a connectivity with the old house as well, that's why you designed this?
Old house, when I bought that house, it was a ready-made house. I didn't put in much, except the interior and the garden. But this is like a baby, it has been born in front of our own eyes, the whole thing, And luckily I also had some time, and I thought I should rather take out time. Like when you make a movie, you're totally involved. So it was there, and frankly speaking, I was not that rich to even, maybe I would have done to hire some big architects and big designers and named and all that, But I don't have that temperament, So it's like that.
How many paintings have you painted till now?
It's like now, after this movie, I did some television, and then I'm doing play also, stage play I'd never done in my life. So when I started getting time, so I started, first time actually these oils, whatever you're seeing, first time, and I get some friends also who know painting, how to mix this and how to do. First in the beginning I didn't know. My daughter gave me a full kit, easel, brushes, paint. She, on my birthday, she is very fond of. She also creates this small kit, but she has that in her. Like I have, I've never learned. I've never gone to school, or any drawing school rather. So I do it, just if it goes something wrong with this, I find oil. You'll ask me why you do oils. I said if something goes wrong, I take the turbine and just wipe it and all that, or keep on putting coating, anything, is you dry it, put some coatings, you don't like it, after drying it gives something else. The trained painters, they know if you apply this color, what is going to happen. But I am experimenting, I don't know if this color's effect would be what. So I keep on experimenting and changing, and I don't get bored. Maybe some other artist is there, he will get bored, Yeah, same,
How many paintings have you done till now, approximately?
I have done about 8-10 paintings. And in my house, I don't want to. And then there is my wife. She's having in my house.
What is this? I look like a big boot over here.
ये आँख ठीक नहीं है, ये नाक ठीक नहीं है. So when I get into bed, I made one of her paintings. When I get in a bad mood, I spoil, they make her cheek out or make her neck long.
Long is on the painting and not otherwise in reality.
What do you feel about this painting?
Good, it's nice. He keeps himself busy.
Well, yeah, that's what.
That's more important.
Then doing other things.
An empty mind is a devil's workshop. So he's doing something.
Empty mind is devil's workshop.
So you haven't stopped him because you feel this is one way of keeping him clean and clear.
No, he's been clean and clear. Otherwise, I have no hassles on that point.
I was always clean and clear. What do you mean by that? Even when I was not married to her, I was clean and clear. If I had an affair, it was open. I was not like other actors hiding the girlfriends in the closets or in the rooms, and they're not supposed to even order for their breakfast or lunch or dinner. Well, there's nothing wrong in that. But till you're there, there. It's not that having anything hiding and all that,
What did you feel about his painting of yours? When he painted you, how did it come about? Were you posing in fan?
No.
Listen. Hey, Naga, वो जो जीजी ने छोटा पेंटिंग बनाया था वो लेके आ रहा उधर नीचे रखा है. Small little thing came, Could you please give me that bag, please? Yeah. Taken by Mr. Ranveer Singh, actually, that He's like my, I can call him elder brother, or he brought me to Bombay. Ranbir Singh.
Ah.
And rather, I'm his discovery, for the movies. So he came to my house and he met my kids, and without any light and all that, he took a still and he sent me this. So my kids, they fidgeted and put all this, all the kids they are playing with they ruined it. So I like the mood of the lighting and all that. Hello. This I'll show you very interesting thing. और वो मेम साहब का पेंटिंग भी है ना, वो इधर लेके आओ सामने. So I don't have the negative, The lighting, this thing is so beautiful. So I thought I'll convert into a permanent painting, So I'm trying. I mean, now this is the story. Listen, I'll tell you a very interesting thing. This is, I'm trying to paint Nazi, my wife. So close. I've reached. When I'm in a bad mood, I spoil the eyes. When I'm in bad mood, I spoil the neck. In a good mood, I put some jewelry around this thing and all that.
All on paper.
All on paper, of course. I don't have the money, so what do I do here? How much money you need for this? At least on paper, I have intentions. There must be some reasons I am not given reality. At least I'm putting
No,
on the
you
paper.
don't give it, I go and make it myself.
She does it. She's handling everything. I'm not doing anything, so she doesn't have to say that. So I take it for granted that she must be. So I put it there. She must be having. So I must tell you this very interesting story of this. This is a small little ad was there. Some I don't know what product, and some article was written. So this small little photograph was there, black and white in Indian Express.
Yeah.
So it drew my attention. So I cut it and I kept it with me. So I was always wanting to make this. Then my daughter finished her exams and I told her, Gigi, she's my daughter. I said, darling, you do me a favor. They presented me, my daughter, my wife on my birthday, all this painting kit, this bag also, this all. They gave me, and one easel also. So I told Gigi, I got her the canvas. I said, darling, paint this. So she started painting, So she made this, right? This little bit tempering I have done, but the main sketch is all hers. उसके बाद में क्या हुआ? Then I got inspired. अब मैं बोला इसको बड़ी बनाते हैं यार. So I started making. Then when I was making, I made my daughter sit there to model for me, and she had her friends. And you were getting very jittery, don't bore me and all that kind of a thing. Now what happens? I made the outline. So one day some friends came in the evening. Oh yeah, she looks like Nazi, your wife. So that inspired me. So I said, okay, yeah, not bad idea if I have reached Nazi. I see every day, so I don't, nothing to draw attention. So then slowly that painting turned into this painting. Then I had a great problem, Now this character of the pigeon is different, flying away. Now that pigeon I wanted to sit on the head. Maybe it's me, So he's like that. So I was not finding the expressions of the eyes, So what I did, tell you, hold on. Phone there. Uthana yaar, phone uthana. So my daughter's made one very beautiful, I'll show you later on. So in her room she's putting,
Which number?
they gave me all these books, everything. Naga, यार वो लेके आना है ना नीचे से
मेरी फोटो.
नहीं वो जो जीजी ने बनाया है ना हाँ ये देन आई दो दिन पेंटिंग और लेके आओ ऊपर जितनी भी बनाई हुई हैं नाउ सी दिस सो देन वंस वी वर गोइंग आउट for a party, when I was serious and in a good mood, I really genuinely wanted to paint her. Genuinely wanted to paint her. So I said, darling, give me a pose. So like this, I said, why? She said, why this? I said, I'll tell you later. I said, something is here, you look there. She gave me this. So it was very close. So this I converted into this, So this is how it has come. I hope when I finish it finally, it stays, sometimes.
Yeah, it stays or it's all tattered and torn and
Yes, in a lot of my moods or her moods, pata lage one day I come back home, she is, instead of shooting me, she shot the photograph. Tear it off rather. Yeah, that all that goes. Okay, no problem.
Is it one way of showing obsession for your wife?
Not showing, it was just, I told you the clear story, I don't know how you fail to understand what I'm saying. I said this inspired me, then we went to this, and then did a tempering, and I like the whole atmosphere. Don't you like it?
Yeah.
Please? Huh?
Very cute.
It goes to show.
Very cute. It's very artistic.
Ultimately, it lands up with the wife there.
So ultimately, I got stuck with my wife
Again.
again. I made some new other face without realizing. It turned out to my wife's face. Or my friends told me, which I didn't realize. So then I said, okay, if I come so close, why not to make it
Might as well. Pura kar lo.
and not let her feel that I'm so much desperately in love with her and all the time looking and painting and conceiving and all that. Was it?
When do we see each other?
That's why I'm doing all this. I'm seeing your photograph. You know.
Good, na?
Chalo, anyway, any time spent together or whatever it is creative, good, better, ugly, I don't know. Now, like I found this thing somewhere. This is my class school, so I try to copy them. This tree is amazing. So like this, So my next attempt, I'm going to do this.
So
All that. No, isn't it beautiful? So upper portion I have to create. The lower portion, see.
This will look very nice in the dining room.
So this I'll put in my big canvas
Along with the
full.
window.
Yeah.
horizontal one.
Yes. Because in my house I have the windows. So we see all these big trees around you see. Something. परे रखिए उधर दूर से दिखा रहे एक करके दे. This again ऐसे tempering. Like my son will come. Papa, what is this nonsense? अच्छा नहीं लगता है. चलो okay, you try. Because I know Kala will try and I'll do something. So he'll try and go. One day I really felt very bad, Radha. I needed the canvas. He made of his own, he came in a good mood. He drew a parrot. And I thought like kids, they draw something, forget. So what happened, I washed it away and I painted all that thing into a black and white I want to make. And he had to land up there after 2 days. So you destroyed my painting. I never realized, he wanted to keep it. So I gave him another canvas, darling, you draw another one. So he made one and I was getting it. That was very beautiful, which I drew and this thing. I said, you can always draw it again. What is there? और दूसरी दिखाना. See? This also is made by my daughter. See the cow and everything she made.
Very nice.
She's very, without training, that much training,
Yeah.
See this.
It's a nice
This
thing.
also, it must be 30-year-old with me. 30 years ago, I must have cut it from a magazine, I got inspired, People collect things, antiques and all that I collect like this,
So subconsciously it's been there in your mind somewhere.
No, it was there in my papers,
It's there in his blood.
So it
His
is
uncle
there.
used to be a
It was
artist, a
there.
big artist in Delhi. So it's
My
there.
actually, Mama was a very good painter, photographer, dancer, theatre man, all like that. I think he's some
Genes are there in him.
genes there with me. So then after this bird photograph, I said, darling, you paint this. So she painted. See, her name is there. She painted the 5/12/99. This is December 99. This is her signature also. See her signatures? Divyanka Bedi. And I, of course, little bit guideline to her, So I want her creation,
So for my daughter, it's flowing onto the whole family. It includes you, your son, your daughter, everybody.
No, it's not flowing from daughter. It's flowing somewhere, Like I told
From
you.
whom to whom and
From whom to whom you don't know. So like,
Hello?
I was not getting the pigeon.
Yes.
Thank you. Pigeon, I was sitting there. So I wanted to
Yeah,
get
pigeon.
the idea how the pigeon, because I wanted that thing, illusion. So this also somebody sent me a card, So this is the card, So from this card, I converted this.
Has to be
Now I was
proper.
trying to go very close if I can make my face and Nadi's face so it looks like. But let's see. It is dried up now. I'll feature with the feature.
Nazi's face could be who's the man's face, but
I'll make mine. I'll make mine only, na. So that you also get bored. Okay. Anyway, that's not. So like this, I was trying to get a pigeon because I was not getting the illusion of the wings, those strokes. So this had been clicking on there, sitting there when
that became another big story.
big story.
Must have exposed so many roles just for the pigeons.
Just to get the pigeon. So we're not getting, when I sit there, they don't come. What to do? So it's like that.